Father Andrew Jimenez Recepcion, and is the Associate Professor, Pontifical Gregorian University, and past President, International Association of Catholic Missiologists. And the presentation is going to be a journey of a Catholic social teaching from Pope Leo XIII to the Church thinking in artificial intelligence. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and good morning to all. I'm afraid that we have more than 100 years of Catholic social teaching. It might be very difficult to talk about the Catholic social teaching in a few minutes, but I'll try my best. I was in St. Peter's Square on May 8th, 2025, when white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel, signaling the election of a new pope. After more than an hour of hopeful anticipation, the Cardinal Proto-Deacon appeared on the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and announced the new pontiff, Leo XIV. Immediately, my thoughts turned to Pope Leo XIII. I surmised that Pope Leo XIV had chosen this name to signal continuity with Leo XIII's legacy of openness, dialogue with the modern world, especially his response to the challenges of the Industrial Revolution. In his first words, "Peace be with you," Pope Leo XIV gave a clear indication that his pontificate, rooted in the gospel, would seek to engage thoughtfully with the pressing questions of our time. 2 days later, in his first address to the College of Cardinals, Pope Leo XIV identified what he called the defining challenge of our era: artificial intelligence. He declared, quote, "Just as my predecessor Leo XIII confronted the upheavals of the industrial age with wisdom and faith, so too must we now face the digital revolution, especially the rise of artificial intelligence, not with fear, but with a firm commitment to safeguard human dignity. The question is no longer what machines can do, but what humans must not forget: our responsibility to one another, to creation, and to the Creator." Unquote. With these words, Pope Leo XIV signaled a bold and compassionate leadership, one that understands how the questions of justice, peace, and human identity are now intertwined with technology and innovation. Catholic social teaching, often described as the Church's best-kept secret, is in fact a living tradition, a gospel embodied in history, rooted in Scripture and the wisdom of the Church. It seeks to transform human society from within by promoting justice, solidarity, and the dignity of every person. Allow me to offer a personal experience. While completing my MBA in socio-pastoral entrepreneurship, I conducted a study in a small fishing village in the Philippines. There I observed how the women, mostly wives of fishermen, spent long days tending to domestic tasks while waiting for their husband's return. Rather than offer charity, I was challenged by Catholic social teaching to accompany these women, to walk with them as partners. Together, we identified available resources and launched a small self-employment initiative using local materials and skills. The project eventually became a sustainable income source for the community. What I learned is this: real change begins not with large capital, but with compassion and faith in people's innate capacity to grow. Catholic social teaching calls us to this kind of grassroots empowerment. a revolution of proximity, not abstraction. The evolution of Catholic social teaching is marked by consistent principles that remain vital today. Human dignity, the foundation of all social ethics. The common good, the responsibility to promote conditions for all to flourish. Solidarity, especially with the poor and marginalized. Subsidiarity, empowering local communities. The universal destination of goods, placing human need before profit. In the digital age, these principles remain profoundly relevant. Emerging technology, especially AI, raise new ethical questions, but not entirely new moral responsibilities. The Church's tradition through recent encyclicals, an encyclical is a formal letter or teaching document written by the Pope addressed to all bishops, Catholics, and to all people of goodwill, like Caritas in Veritate, Laudato Si, Fratelli Tutti, provides a framework to navigate this terrain. Caritas in Veritate proposes that technological progress must be accompanied by ethical discernment. Laudato Si insists that ecological and technological questions are inseparable because all creation is interrelated. Fratelli Tutti challenges a culture of exclusion, offering instead the vision of universal fraternity, even in digital spaces. Catholic social teaching resists the reduction of human persons to data points, consumers, or units of productivity. It insists technology must serve humanity, not the other way around. The recently issued Rome Call for AI Ethics, endorsed by the Vatican and global tech leaders, brings Catholic social teaching into direct conversation with the digital frontier. It outlines 5 guiding principles. Transparency, algorithms must be understandable and open to scrutiny. Accountability, developers and users must be responsible for AI's consequences. Inclusion, everyone should benefit from AI, especially the vulnerable. Dignity, the human person must always be at the center. And collaboration, ethical governance requires global dialogue. These principles do not aim to halt innovation, but to guide it. The Church does not oppose technology, it opposes inhumanity. The goal is not to fear AI, but to orient it toward solidarity, toward the common good, and toward integral human development. Let me briefly highlight a few examples where religious communities are engaging AI with creativity and ethical purpose. Catholic Co-Pilot in Australia. Brisbane Catholic Education developed an AI chatbot to assist teachers with lesson planning and assessments, drawing exclusively from Catholic curricula. This project respects the ethical boundaries of church teaching while promoting efficiency and care for educators. AI Jesus in Switzerland. A holographic Jesus at St. Peter's Church in Lucerne engages visitors in dialogue based on gospel teachings. While some find it spiritually enriching, others raise valid concerns about authenticity. But it sparks needed reflection. How do we balance innovation with reverence? Mindar in Japan. At Kodaiji Temple in Kyoto, an android recites Buddhist sermons on compassion. Mindar invites both curiosity and theological questions. Can a machine proclaim wisdom or only mimic it? AI pilgrim monitoring in Saudi Arabia. During Hajj, AI helps manage massive crowds to protect human life. Here, technology serves a spiritual and ethical purpose, safety and care for the pilgrim. Each of these initiatives reflects a desire to explore how technology can enhance, not replace, religious experience and human encounter. From Rerum Novarum to today's Rome call for AI ethics, Catholic social teaching has consistently offered a moral compass in times of transformation. We are now in a moment that demands global moral leadership, leadership that integrates innovation with conscience, data with wisdom, and power with humility. Technology is not a destiny, it is a tool. And like all tools, it reflects the values of its makers. The future will not be shaped by machines alone, but by the moral decisions we make now to include, to protect, to uphold the dignity of every person. In the words of Pope Francis, and I quote, "The development of artificial intelligence can contribute to the service of humanity and the protection of our common home if it is guided by ethical principles," unquote. Catholic social teaching offers these principles not as abstract ideals, but as paths of discernment for our shared future. Let us then shape the future, not only through innovation, but more importantly, through conscience. Thank you.